David, I kind of wanted to go back to something you said about just the high school kids are so good right now. And we're talking, Bo Bassett won this tournament. And you got Jax Forrest. He's beaten a lot of good college guys. And Marcus Blaze did what he did yesterday. And you think about a couple things. One, the technical development for these guys is obviously really high. But you would have thought a high school junior going against a seasoned college wrestler, there'd be such a physical gap. Why do we think we're seeing maybe that go away a little bit? Obviously, the technical thing is getting made up, and I'd be curious for your answer to that. But you would think the physicality would be more of an issue than it seems to be right now.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. I would expect the same, but I would say, the good high school kids are, they're getting exposed to so much high-level wrestling now. I mean, they're getting invited to every single training camp. Every single national team training camp that we go to in Colorado Springs, the best high school kids are there, right? So they're getting their hands on these guys. And senior-level athletes grab them a lot, because they're pretty good feel, so they're getting kind of exposed to that. And they're at the competitive weight class. These kids are, they're world-level guys, like U17, world-level, world champion, world finalist level kids. So I just think their expectations are shifting and changing. I don't think that I honestly don't believe that any of those high school kids went there with the intent to just compete. I think every one of them, like these ones we're talking about, they thought they were going to win, which is pretty incredible that that's like what they thought, So, I mean, I think their mindset shifted. I think now kids are going to these college tournaments like they actually think they're going to win, whether they are or not going to. I think that's the way they're wrestling. So really, it's just credit to them and their mentality, I think.
Well, I was struggling with this too because I've seen a recent NCAA champion and a high school number one in the room together, and it's not all that competitive, even despite a weight discrepancy. I'm sure you guys can guess who I'm talking about. Mm-hmm. And as I look through the college rankings right now, it's like, okay, I looked at the number one, Starocki, Ketkais, and Brooks. Which high school kid would be competitive with them? And it's like, I don't think any. So then it makes me think, is this an abnormality? Is this like these guys are just past their years and, it's like I was thinking about the group of like Suriano, Yanni, Fix, and Spencer who kind of all wrestled each other a lot, kind of growing up. Like, is this just a similar group of guys? And obviously with the group of guys I just mentioned, a lot of them were probably too small early on in their high school career to actually compete at the weight class, right? They didn't get bigger till a little bit later. I don't know. What do you guys think about that thought or theory?
Well, I think that, I think way different. I think wrestling 125 or 133 versus a fifth or sixth year senior at 174, 184. That's quite a big difference in strength and maturity. But I don't know. Sometimes you just get high school kids that are like world level. I mean, when Logan Stieber was in high school, he beat Angel Escobedo, and it was just like rare, but Logan was, kind of a freak. And I don't remember going back, like as long as I remember, you don't really see high school kids doing that very often, So I think maybe it's just every once in a while or perfect storm of events, maybe like, again, like I don't think many college wrestlers are super pumped to go to college open and wrestle high school kids. They're probably just like, dang, this stinks. So I don't know. It could be a factor of all those things. But I watched Bo's matches actually, and I mean, it's basically what he was doing to those guys, what he's doing to these high school kids. I mean, he was just on them, and the kids just melted. They just were falling apart in the first period. Like, it's just like, man, I don't know. It'd be hard. It'd be hard to be in college and let a high school kid beat you like that. That's, I mean, that would be tough.
Yeah, and the other thing I think about too is that, with the high school kids mentioned, like Jax Forrest, and Bo, they've both taken high school losses recently also. So, then what I said previously about like them just being a little bit above everyone else, then that doesn't really make sense because they have lost. So then maybe it's just, is it a factor of 125 being weak, which is something we've talked about on David, you have not. We have talked about FRLs. 125 is not good. But like, could Bo Bassett be competitive with Vito, who's the number one at the next weight class up? And I kind of feel like maybe not. I mean, I don't want to say it's impossible, but I kind of feel like maybe not. Christian's making a face at me right now.
Yeah, I certainly don't think it's possible at this point.
Yeah.
But Vito's also, we talk about exceptions. We got a senior level world champion wrestling.
Yes.
Still collegiately.
College still.
We've had a few of those, but it's pretty rare. Maybe contrast a little bit, David. Actually, before that, you were talking about some of when you get to the OTC camps or whatever, there's a lot of high school kids there. Have you ever wrestled with a high school kid at this, well into your senior level career, and they kind of surprise you, not beat you, but like...
Dave,
like,
has a high school kid ever whooped your butt?
No. I'm retired. I'd be retired. My shoes be in the middle of the mat. I'd be done. Not happening. No, yeah, I mean, high school kids are good. Like, it's crazy. You grab them, and it's surprising. I mean, but again, these high school kids, a lot of them are coming out of big clubs, with really good high level coaching. Again, when I was a kid, I mean, clubs weren't really started, so they were just sort of kind of just formulating, So it's still a lot of individual getting together. Dads are running practices, stuff like that, Where now it's these kids are coming up with 50. I mean, Ben, how long's your club been going for?
We're 12 years now. 12 years.
So some of these, like Mitchell, right? He was probably a start to finish guy, so he's been around you for a long time. What?
No, Mulvaney just wanted the Clarion Open, baby. Let's go.
Mulvaney, yeah. So I think it's these kids are around high level wrestling and different expectations, and they're just a lot better. Like, just really good all around. I feel like just really well rounded skill set. So that's the biggest thing. You wrestle like a younger kid, they're not really ready to compete with you like at those camps, but they're good partners. Like, they're good wrestlers. Like, they have good reactions. They're a lot of times, we're senior level athletes, like, might be on your second workout of the day and your fourth day at camp. Well, those are great partners to grab, right? Because you just feel a little bit better and they give you a good feel, and yeah, I mean, it's just evolving. It's evolving so much. And but again, we're having so much success at the age group level, right? And that's part of it too. These kids are prioritizing world level competitions at 14, 15, 16, 17 years old. That's a big shift also. So again, I just think it's a mentality change. Like, these kids are getting good experience. They're wrestling, really high level wrestlers. And I think they're shifting their expectations of what they want to do when they go to these events.